Hey Jabay. So, I was going to do a little video on Thor's. It's a series that's been spinning out of Secret Wars that I've been reading recently. Then I thought, fuck it. I'm just going to do a video on all the Secret Wars tie-ins that I've been reading because there's a lot of good ones coming out of it. In terms of event comics, Marvel is very guilty of this in the past, whereby they'll have a great event, but they'll cheapen it by just bringing out 50 tie-in issues that you'll feel compelled to read in order to get the big story. Whereas given the events of Secret Wars and given the situation, given what's happened to reality in this universe, this multiverse, there's a lot of fertile ground for storytelling there, but each series that comes out of it is kind of its own event in and of itself, you know? So it's like, hey, you like Days of Future Past? Well, guess what? Here's Years of Future Past, okay? Hey, you like Old Man Logan? You're getting Old Man Logan 2. Well, no, it's just Old Man Logan. Again, spinning out of Secret Wars. And they're all, some are related a bit more closely to the main Secret Wars line. Some are just sort of, they sort of kind of tangentially connected to it quite loosely, but different strokes for different folks, and it works. So far, I'm just gonna go and rate some of the comics I've read. So let me get my tablet up here. Boom. All right. So starting with the one I was going to start with, Thor's. All right, that's Thor's right there. Now, Thor's is a fantastic book. It's a great read. It's basically, in this universe, I covered this in my Secret Wars #2 vid, but I'll cover it again quickly. In this world, if you're worthy to lift the hammer of Thor, you become a Thor, which in this world is a knight, a Jedi. But in this series, it's a cop. You're a cop. You're a cop, and you're a cop, and you're just a beat cop. That's it. You're there to investigate murder. There's the what is it? The Hall of Homicide. Okay, I can't speak. It's a procedural police drama with hammers, and it's you know, all of your favorite Thors are there. Frog Thor. All right, for all the people who were up in arms about Thor's a woman now, I don't stand for that. Thor was a frog. There was a time when Thor was a frog, my friends, and let me show you a picture of Thor, of Frog Thor, for those who don't believe. Let me see where I go. There he is. There is a frog in a lab coat with a hammer. All right, and he works forensics. He's the Dexter of this. Love it. Actually, he's probably the Vince Masuka. Anyway, it's fantastic. It's a great read. It's a great procedural murder mystery. There's this barking, overbearing police commissioner chief type who's ruining the. It's based. Ultimate Thor, who was from the Ultimate Universe, is called Ultimate Thor now because they call him the Ultimate Thor, as in he's the best cop there is. He's a great homicide detective. He has a partner in Beta Ray Bill. They're both busting chops, solving crimes, and it's got all the sort of the crime drama cliches. You've got the grizzled older Thor who's a little bit racist and borderline drunk. You've got sort of the hotshot female Thor, in this case Storm, who's you know, just trying to prove herself against the guys. You've got the rookie who can barely keep his stomach down when he's seeing a dead body for the first time. You've got the two partners who are always jostling each other. I had a big grin on my face when I was reading it. I was like, this is brilliant. This is a great police crime book with Thor. It should never work. Thor's fantasy. Thor is high fantasy at best. And yet it does. The only thing is, it's not the best follow-up to the Thor run that we've had in the past year, whereas we've had the female Thor. I won't spoil who that is if you're still not up on that. But it kind of does leave me. It's piqued my interest as to what's going on there. There's a murder mystery, and I'll not say any more than that for risk of spoilers. We do see some more familiar characters. Obviously, the Thor from the Marvel Universe lost his worthiness about almost a year ago. And we still haven't found out how or why, but you know that he appears in Thor's as like, he's like, worthiness means you're a slave. Be free of those hammers. And he's just like, oh, dude, shut up. Go and stand over there. Ultimate Thor is going to solve the crime. Get out. So yeah, Thor's is one of, along with Old Man Logan, which yeah, along with Old Man Logan, it's one of the most impressive books to come out of Secret Wars to me. So I love it. And Jason Aaron's the man. Moving on. Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies. You see it? There it is. Okay, so this is on paper. It's a little Alien versus Predator. It's a little. Is there a need? However, once you read Secret Wars 2, you find out there's this thing called the Shield, which is effectively the Wall from Game of Thrones. Beyond the Wall, beyond the Shield, there aren't wildlings, White Walkers, giants, mammoths, and direwolves. There are the hordes of Annihilus, the Marvel zombies, just the zombie horde, or Ultrons. The Ultron, all of the Ultrons live there. Ultron took over the world, and it lives beyond that wall. And it's a great clash. We see two classic Avengers that haven't really mixed in the books for a while. Tigra is stuck in the Marvel Zombies land, and then we get a little bit of a flashback as told by Ultron as to how, by the Ultron Prime, who's all dressed in fucking gold. He's all pimped out. Let me show you. Where are you? Alright, he's all pimped up. Alright, he is the master of all these reveils, so like, why the fuck not? So yeah, it's a fun read. If you want to see robots versus zombies, it's not quite as bombastic as that, but maybe they don't want to blow their load on the first issue. They're like, you know what, we're gonna hold it back, man. We're gonna hold it back. There does seem to be a story here. There's one or two, the narrative introduces basically Ultron's it's his. The only thorn that's ever been in his side, really, is his creator, Hank Pym. And we see a version of Hank Pym come into this. And it'll be really, considering the version they've chosen, given the background that we're given on the character, it's going to be interesting to follow. I'm not sure if I'll follow it. I want to keep it going. It didn't wow me, but it's a good read. It could do, it's not the fun romp you're expecting. It does seem like they're going for a story and not just, thrills and spills. But I'm on board. No, it could be worse. It could be much worse. So yeah. So that's where we're at with that. Yeah, Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies. Pretty good. Let me see. Next, just out and out Marvel Zombies. This one, I'm gonna do a reread just to see if it changes my mind. But so far on the first read, follows a character called Elsa Bloodstone, who I don't immediately recognize. I think she was one of the supernatural characters that Marvel specialized in the 70s, and just has kind of fallen by the wayside since then. She's like a demon hunter who heads up her own battalion at the Wall, and somehow, so I keep calling it the Wall. It's not my fault, Marvel. It's the Wall. It's the fucking Wall. She heads up her own battalion on the Shield. And then, the guy who teleported in First Class, who looks like Nightcrawler, Azazel? Yeah, there's a zombie version of him who's leading the zombie assault on the Shield at that time. He teleports on, she predicts his moves, he wrestles her, and he teleports her like 200 miles south of the Wall. Then she has to try and get back. She bumps into this mysterious kid who sort of latches himself onto her, and, yeah. So it's kind of it's a classic sort of traveling across the wasteland story. Most of the Marvel Zombies are all heading towards the Shield so they can attack it, which leaves them to go, let's see what's in the opposite direction then. And that's pretty interesting. So, didn't impress me as much as the Marvel Zombies vs. Age of Ultron title, but not bad. It's Kev Walker on the artwork, and I'm really starting to love that guy. I first discovered his work in Thunderbolts, where he draws a great Juggernaut, and lo and behold, he draws a great Juggernaut again. There's so many, having a tablet is wonderful because you can screenshot shit, and yeah. Look at that. Look at that. That's the zombie horde right there. That's them facing off the zombie horde. They're going in the opposite direction. They're going to the shield, but still, it's pretty sweet, man. Yeah. Okay. Alright, next. What else we got? Let me have a look here. Just come on, smart list. This new Comixology app. I don't know what you make of it. It's taking me a minute or so to adjust. Old Man Logan 2. Old Man Logan 2, the second issue. It didn't wow me, and I'm gonna hold on to the trade at this point. It's good, but it's just like, okay, number one, that cover's misleading. Old Man Logan doesn't meet young Wolverine. Doesn't happen. He does, however, get to the top of the shield, get thrown off the shield by a Thor, and then busted down to the Age of Apocalypse universe, where he finds himself and he meets some of the alternate universe X-Men, and he's all freaked out, and they're freaked out, and then I don't see what this doesn't advance the story much beyond him just going, what is this real? Have I finally snapped? Are all my friends alive again? What's going on? What the fuck? So I've got higher hopes than this for this book. The artwork still just fucking gorgeous. I mean, I'm gonna show you. This is what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna show you one piece of art from each of the comics that I'm reading, and you can decide if it's worth picking up or not. Yeah. Come on. Logan. Alright. Look at that. It's naked old man Logan versus a tiger. Come on. Come on. It's awesome. I mean, that's a good looking tiger. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, we see a bit more of a crotchety old man Logan, and Bendis' humor starts to come to the fore more than it did in the previous issue, which is good. Because God knows, something as grim as this title needs a bit of levity, but I've got higher hopes than this for this title. I'm going to pick up the trade because it'll sit nicely next to my current Old Man Logan trade. But that's it. This issue doesn't make me want to go, okay, I got to pick this up. This issue is making me go, do you know what? I'm going to wait and see how the story's told as a whole, because I think it'll translate better that way. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Let me see. Have I got anything else? I've been rereading a lot of Batman Year One. That shit's intense. Let me tell you. Not Year One, sorry, Year Zero. Year One is intense though. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Yep. That's your lot. So, those are my thoughts on the Secret Wars tie-in comics that I've read. If you like this vid, please click like, subscribe, view, share, and all the usual jazz. And I'll see you later on when I see you, YouTube. Have a good one. Don't forget, Secret Wars number 4 is out this week, so I'll probably be doing a little video on that in the days to come. All the best.